There were a lot of filings last week. You're not.
None of that is what? What case is this on? I don't know. Can't call it if I don't know the name. Okay.
Oh, that wasn't helpful. I'm new.
Thank you. Spice Tree Apartments versus Musa.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Rachel Dornbush, Pallets Law, on behalf of the plaintiff.
State your name.
Fatima Musa.
All right. What are we doing on this case?
Your Honor, I believe that Ms. Musa and Mr. Ibrahim have filed amended or new pleadings. My understanding is that what was previously filed was struck by the court as it didn't comply with the court rule. I'm not entirely convinced that what was refiled complies with the court rule. There have been some changes to it, but there are still several sections of the pleadings that still don't comply with the applicable court rules. I would argue, I suggest that these pleadings were AI generated and not appropriately revised to comply with the Michigan court rules. And so I would argue that they should be struck yet again. But I would defer to the court in that regard.
What do you have to say to that?
Your Honor, 90% of those pleadings is exhibits.
Pardon?
Exhibits. 90% of it is just documents.
Yeah, but it's got to be presented in the proper fashion.
Right.
And they're not.
The answer to non-payment of rent, that's correctly.
How much is owing?
Your Honor, this isn't an action for non-payment of rent. This is an action for termination of tenancy. A 30-day notice to quit was issued as defendant. Ms. Musa is a month-to-month tenant.
And we've been month to month since the beginning, or at least.
All right, but what's your defense to the termination?
We had a housing inspection on Monday, actually, because of a mold issue from February that we asked them to fix properly.
So let's assume all of that's correct. Why should you be permitted to stay in the premises?
Well, the city came to us and told us that this unit doesn't have a valid certificate of occupancy. We don't actually want to.
Okay, if it doesn't have a valid, you're going to leave then? When are you going?
Exactly. I don't plan on.
When are you going?
By the end of the month.
By when?
Month.
This is a case for possession only. They don't want you there. You say you're leaving. So.
Well, yeah, we have no problem with the possession case. It's more of a, I paid $45,000 in rent over 3 years. And first of all, the lease don't have a valid certificate. And the unit has been moldy the entire time.
To get your pleadings in order on that, because that's not really properly raised before the court.
What was the issue with the answer to non-rent?
Have you gotten a lawyer on this? Because I'm not here to give legal advice.
No, we're not. We don't have a lawyer on this.
So they did not. Did you pay to sue them for a money judgment?
Say again? Did I pay them?
Yeah, you're trying to sue for a money judgment.
Did I pay the court, you're saying?
Yeah.
No, they told me there's no fee for that to file the papers.
All right.
Your Honor, if I may just add
Go ahead.
just to be specific with respect to the issues that I have with the pleadings, Your Honor, there's two different answers filed. One is an answer to a non-payment of rent case, which doesn't apply here. The second is an answer civil, which would apply for a general civil case. This isn't a general civil case, summary proceedings case. So there is no proper answer filed. There's a document filed called an order for change of venue, which it appears to be a request to transfer the case to the Washington County Circuit Court, but that's not a venue issue. Would be
Correct.
a removal request based on allegations that, based off of this, I believe his allegations are that his alleged damages exceed the jurisdictional limit of the district court.
But I don't have an affidavit on the claims.
And Your Honor, there is a document filed that's called Affidavit in Support of Petition of Change of Venue. The problem with this alleged affidavit, and in reality, Your Honor, it is a regurgitation of the alleged counterclaim, number one.
Right.
But number two, it's not an affidavit because it's not been signed in the presence of a notary. So it doesn't constitute an affidavit. And so this so-called order for change of venue doesn't apply either. With respect to the counterclaim, again, Your Honor, as was indicated at the last court date, even though some changes have been made, the bulk of this counterclaim still does not comply with the applicable court rules. And so for those reasons, I'd ask that the court again strike all of these documents as improper. Again, I would also, as the court indicated, this is an action for possession. Defendants are, well, defendant Ms. Musa and Mr. Ibrahim, who I believe is an unauthorized occupant in the unit, are in agreement with vacating. And so I don't have any authority to grant additional time beyond the 10-day time frame. So I would have to ask for a judgment requiring possession on or before May 18th. But again, I would defer to the court with respect to that.
But why would you say that I'm not an authorized occupant of the unit when I've been paying you guys since the beginning of the lease? I have emails with the management, from the property manager, everyone that works there, addressing me by name. I pay you. My mom has never paid anything to Spice Tree Apartments. Why would you say I'm an unauthorized occupant?
Well, it really doesn't matter whether you're an unauthorized occupant or not, quite frankly, because the pleadings and documents that are filed are not in order. They're not in compliance with the court rule. There isn't even an issue regarding venue in this case. That's not the terminology that would be used. To the extent I were to even construe it as a motion for removal, doesn't have a proper affidavit attached. It doesn't have an affidavit, as far as I'm concerned, attached to it, so it's not filed in compliance with the court rule. I'm going to order once again that the documents are stricken if they are not filed in compliance with the Michigan court rules. I am then finding also that, given the statements of the defendants, that there's no tribal issue on a termination case in this matter. I'm going to grant a judgment for possession to the plaintiff for possession. There's no redemption amount. A writ would issue in 10 days.
No.
Pardon?
2 weeks.
Pardon?
2 weeks on the writ.
18th.
And it's
You'll have to deal with the landlord if you want additional time, but it's 18th.
and I have no problem giving the property back. If they're not going to fix it, I don't want to live in a mold unit. Is there no issue, even if with all the documents being struck, is there no issue with them renting me a property that is not compliant with the city?
There may be an issue,
Right.
but you have to file the proper paper. I'm not going to make your claim here. You have to do it properly.
Okay.
So if you don't know how to do it, get a lawyer.
Give us time to do that. We got this summer.
Sir, you filed the additional pleadings. I had to strike them.
Okay.
Then you redid it. I had to strike them again. I'm not going to waste my time waiting for you to get it right.
I'm asking for time.
If you wish this court to do something else, get a lawyer. They can file a motion with this court to do something else. But at this point, I am not. The judgment that I've issued just now will stand. Thank you.
And Your Honor, I would just also point out that to the extent that they feel they have a claim against my client, it does not have to be brought in conjunction with this case. I would disagree that they have a claim, but that doesn't change the possession issue. So
That's right.
So
Yes, ma'am.
can I ask a question? Can I move my name? Because this is
She doesn't live here.
this is his problem. I live somewhere else.
You live someplace else.
Yeah.
I know, and that's what we were told. The problem is you're still on the lease. I can't remove your name. Thank you. Spice Tree versus Andrew Fuller.
Patrick,
Andrew Fuller, not checked in. You may proceed. You previously been sworn.
Thank you, Your Honor. There's rent to retain of $5,763.02, cost of $169 for a total due of $5,932.02. We'd ask for a default possession only judgment with a writ to issue after 10 days. Your Honor, just so the court is aware in this situation, I was prepared to address this if Mr. Fuller had appeared. Frankly, I'm not all that surprised that he didn't appear, but Your Honor, my client has reported to me that there's certain indicia of fraud with respect to this application for tenancy and this tenancy in general. Mr. Fuller, all around the same time, somehow managed to apply for 3 different apartments, all under the same ownership umbrella, sister properties, and somehow he's residing in 3 different places, apparently. And he took possession of this unit in March, Your Honor, and payments have been reversed for insufficient funds, hence the very high balance that's due and owing to plaintiff. This wasn't prayed for initially, Your Honor. I'd make the request. The court may not grant it, but I request an immediate order of eviction in light of this indicia of fraud. As I indicated, there's 2 different units owned by my client that Mr. Fuller is in possession of, and they are of a similar situation. They are not within the jurisdiction of this court, though.
Given those representations under oath, the court will issue an immediate writ in this matter.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Valley Ranch versus Cameron Hall. And Juana Mitchell. Hello. What's your name?
Cameron,
Cameron? Okay. And what is plaintiff's claim in this case?
With cost, Your Honor, $3,593.69.
Okay, you were going to your school
Mhm.
because you're at Michigan.
Yeah.
Yes, see, I remember everything. No, I don't, but okay. And you were going to your school to see if about getting assistance. What happened?
I can get assistance. I can pay it in full within like a week or 2. They said that it needs time to like get into my bank account.
Okay, so you said a week or 2. What are you,
I'd say like a week.
a week?
Yeah.
You can get it paid in full by next Friday?
Yes.
All right. What are you studying again?
Sport management.
Oh, that's right. Gotta run the sports world. All right, maybe over the objection to plaintiff, I'm gonna give her an adjournment to the 15th. Give her an additional time to get it in and get that paid. It looks like it'll come through. I don't know why I believe a Wolverine, but I'll believe her. All right. May 15th, 2026 at 3 p.m. Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Whitaker Oaks versus Hunter McNiff.
Never try to check this.
Hunter McNiff and Ashley McKinka. Neither are here. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. There is rent to retain of $1,773.20, cost of $243 for a total due of $2,016.20. We'd ask for a default possession only judgment with a writ to issue after 10 days.
Judgment to the plaintiff. That is by default for possession redemption amount. Then Whitaker Oaks versus David Petroski. And Vicky Pitt. Your name, sir? All right. And what's plaintiff's claim in this case?
With costs, Your Honor, $1,990.21.
All right, he did pay the 15. Yep. Okay. All right. How are you gonna get? Sheriff.
I was gonna pay it on before the end of the month. I get paid on the 27th. I could try and do that day, but I'd like to get to the 28th if I could.
Okay, so you'll have everything by the
Yep,
20th?
I'll paid in full.
All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna grant a judgment to the plaintiff for possession for that 1990-21. All right. Finding that there's no tribal issue, I will extend your writ date. You get paid on the 27th.
Yes,
Okay, so it'll be giving you additional time. I'll give you to the 28th.
okay,
Okay.
that'll work.
Showed me that you'll do it by paying the 15th.
Yep,
Okay. So writ May 28th. All right.
all right, thank you, sir.
You're welcome. That one, and then I have Whitaker Oaks versus Mark Petroski. That matters to Smith. And then the rest of these are fake. All right, I'm gonna take a break, run into my office, do this. And where's President? He's out there talking, okay. Then I'll come back in. Sir, what did you're raising your hand like causing a commotion?
I want to make sure I didn't miss court.
Oh,
One,
Arbor One.
I was at 3.
What's your name?
Michael Fry.
Okay, your case, I didn't do anything on it. Went through a long explanation. I adjourned those over to
I think 29, I'll have to check right.
my staff will let you know what date I adjourned it. You did miss your time, but there were 3 others with you. And if you know any of those people, they can explain to you what I kind of indicated on the record. But she'll give you the date that you're supposed to come back. Huh?
No, I said, sounds good. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. He was about, did you see him? He was rushing up in here like that. And I said, Alan, you might have to check. I'm gonna, well, that's okay. I said, Alan, you might have to take it down.